The rigged game. Why hard work alone will never be enough. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm truly honored to stand before you to share some powerful insights I gained from interviewing the remarkable Jasmine Peters. Jasmine isn't just another voice in professional development. She's a revolutionary force who has shattered glass ceilings and rebuilt them with transparent pathways for others to follow. Her work has fundamentally transformed how we understand leadership development for Black women in corporate America and beyond. Through her groundbreaking frameworks and fearless truth telling, she has empowered thousands to not just navigate broken systems, but to reimagine and rebuild them entirely. We've all heard the narrative: work hard, pay your dues, climb the ladder, success will follow. It's a comforting story, isn't it? The idea that our professional journeys operate as meritocracies where talent and effort are the only variables that matter. But what if I told you that this narrative isn't just incomplete? It's a dangerous myth perpetuating inequality. This is the jarring truth Jasmine Peters shared with me that I want to explore with you today. The game of professional success isn't just unfair, it's often rigged before we even get a chance to play. Let that sink in for a moment. Many of us assume hard work and talent alone are enough to succeed. We're taught this from childhood: study hard, get good grades, land the right job, work harder than everyone else. But this perspective misses something crucial: the invisible systems of advantage and disadvantage that shape our professional landscapes long before we enter them. Think about a poker game where some players start with aces already in their hand while others receive nothing but low cards. Now imagine being told that the outcome of the game is solely determined by how skillfully you play. Would that feel fair? Would that reflect reality? Of course not. Yet, this is precisely how we talk about professional success. Systemic barriers like colorism, privilege, and internalized bias create invisible scoreboards that elevate some while leaving others behind. And recognizing this reality isn't about making excuses or diminishing personal responsibility. It's about acknowledging the complete picture so we can actually create meaningful change. As Jasmine emphasized in our conversation, true empowerment means not just working harder within existing systems, but actively challenging and rewriting the rules themselves. This perspective fundamentally shifts how we think about professional development and success. It moves us from asking, how can I work harder to succeed in this system, to how can I both navigate and transform this system for myself and those who will follow? Let me share three key insights from my conversation with Jasmine that illuminate this perspective. First, success requires more than individual effort. Navigating professional environments, particularly as a Black leader, involves addressing both personal well being and external barriers. Systemic change is as important as self development. The myth of just work harder places the entire burden of success on individuals while ignoring structural obstacles designed to limit access and opportunity. Second, naming and confronting bias is essential. Progress begins when we break the silence around injustice, interrogate our own biases, and give ourselves and others space to be heard. Silence doesn't protect us, it protects the status quo. And the status quo isn't working for everyone. And third, community matters. Building strong networks isn't just about career advancement, it's about collective growth, resilience, and paving the way for future generations. In a world that often isolates and divides us, community becomes not just helpful, but necessary for sustainable success. These insights might sound abstract, so let me ground them in real stories and evidence. Consider Tawana Albert's journey in corporate America. Her experience powerfully illustrates how Black women navigate leadership without traditional advantages. Throughout her career, Tawana faced colorism and systemic privilege that favored others over her rise. She watched as colleagues with similar qualifications but different backgrounds seemed to advance more easily, receiving mentorship opportunities and visibility that weren't extended to her. During one pivotal meeting, Tawana presented a breakthrough strategy that was initially dismissed, only to be celebrated when a white male colleague presented the same idea weeks later. In that moment, she faced a choice: remain silent or speak her truth. But rather than simply working harder within this flawed system, Tawana developed what she calls the breakthrough bingo model, a framework for both personal empowerment and systemic change. The model stands for break silence, interrogate bias, name what you see, give space and voice, own change. By implementing this approach, Tawana not only empowered herself, but created pathways for her peers by calling out injustice while simultaneously advancing professionally. She rose through corporate ranks despite lacking what she calls the winning cards that others held automatically. What's remarkable is that her framework is now used in leadership development workshops nationwide and has sparked broader conversations on equity in corporate spaces at events like Blackest Tech Week 2025. Twana's story demonstrates that success isn't just about individual achievement, it's about creating new possibilities for entire communities. But individual frameworks aren't enough. Institutional approaches matter too. The Harvard Kennedy School recognized this when they created their Empowering Black Leaders executive program. This program supports personal and professional growth for Black leaders across industries who face institutional barriers, including lack of representation and support structures. Rather than simply teaching traditional leadership skills, the program focuses on building intentional networks, developing personalized visions of success, and implementing purposeful leadership practices that acknowledge the unique challenges Black professionals face. One participant described it as finally being able to breathe after years of holding my breath. Another said, for the first time, I didn't have to explain my experience. It was understood and validated. The results speak for themselves. Graduates report improved organizational culture and productivity alongside increased confidence and well being. Alumni have gone on to lead major initiatives promoting diversity and inclusion within their organizations, contributing tools and strategies now used broadly across industries seeking equitable workplaces. This program exists because Harvard recognized the recurring obstacles faced by high potential Black professionals in various sectors, obstacles that have nothing to do with talent or work ethic and everything to do with systemic barriers. And this brings me to the third powerful example Jasmine shared: the Black X Conference. This gathering brings together emerging leaders and change makers from across sectors for networking and skill building opportunities focused on empowerment and growth. What makes this conference significant is that it directly addresses what participants often cite as key hurdles along their journeys: isolation and lack of mentorship. The conference provides access to mentors, keynotes, and workshops tailored specifically toward challenges facing Black entrepreneurs and professionals. The outcomes are tangible. Attendees build actionable plans and networks leading directly to new ventures, promotions, and collaborations post event, born out of grassroots demand for community driven spaces centering authentic lived experiences and actionable outcomes. The conference has grown exponentially with increased visibility and support from major industry partners each year since its inception. One attendee shared how a connection made at the conference led to securing $2 million in funding for her startup, funding she had been denied through traditional channels despite having a solid business plan. Another found the mentor who helped her navigate a hostile work environment and ultimately secure a promotion that it seemed perpetually out of reach. The conference has become a launchpad for innovative projects shaping local and national business landscapes while fostering intergenerational mentorship pipelines. This is community in action, not just networking for individual gain, but creating ecosystems of support and opportunity. These three examples, Tawana's bingo model, Harvard's executive program, and the Black X conference, illustrate a fundamental truth that Jasmine Peters emphasized in our conversation. The path to success requires both personal agency and collective action. Individual empowerment and systemic change must go hand in hand. This perspective challenges the dominant narrative about professional success in profound ways. It acknowledges that while a personal responsibility matters, so do the systems we operate within. And those systems weren't designed with everyone in mind. So, where do we go from here? How do we apply these insights in our own lives and work? Jasmine suggests we start by examining the rules, both written and unwritten, that govern our professional spaces. Which of these rules serve everyone and which serve only some? Which rules need to be followed and which need to be challenged? For those navigating challenging systems, this means developing what Jasmine calls dual consciousness, the ability to both excel within existing structures while simultaneously working to transform them. It means building skills and networks that support not just individual advancement, but collective progress. For those in positions of power and privilege, it means using that influence to question and change systems that create uneven playing fields. It means moving beyond performative allyship to substantive action that redistributes opportunity and resources. And for all of us, it means recognizing that true empowerment isn't just about working harder. It's about working differently, more collaboratively, and more consciously. The stories Jasmine shared reveal something powerful. When we acknowledge the full reality of our professional landscapes, both their opportunities and their limitations, we open up new possibilities for success. Not just success as traditionally defined by titles and salaries, but success measured by impact, by community, by transformation. I want to leave you with this challenge. What rule or unspoken expectation in your professional journey have you accepted without question? This week, I dare you not only to name it, but to actively disrupt it. Have the uncomfortable conversation, question the established process, advocate for the person who keeps getting overlooked. Because here's the truth that should shake us all. Every time we silently accept an unfair system, we become complicit in its continuation. Every time we pretend the playing field is level when it isn't, we help maintain the illusion that keeps people marginalized. The most revolutionary act in today's professional world isn't working harder within broken systems. It's having the courage to name, challenge, and rebuild those systems entirely. The game may be rigged, but we don't have to keep playing by those rules. Together, we can create new games with fair rules that truly allow talent and hard work to shine, regardless of who you are or where you come from. The question isn't whether you'll participate in this transformation, you already are, either as an agent of change or a defender of the status quo. The only question is which side of history will you choose to stand on? Thank you